Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm excited today, so much so that I got my finger cut while preparing for this video. It took me a while to fix this and here I am. Right, back to the topic. Today is all about the new product from LAiV Audio, the Harmony series HP2A Preamp and Headphone Amp. You might have seen this in my previous video. Those were prototyped. LAiV went through a few rounds of prototyping before the release of this final version. There are a few touch-ups and I would like to share with you what I think about this product in terms of design, feature, functionality, as well as what is in this LAiV HP2A Preamp and Headphone Amp under the hood. Without further ado, let's dive in. It is designed to be matched in the same form factor and aesthetic of the Harmony series deck. This is the Harmony deck, and at the bottom you spotted a silver color HP2A Preamp and Headphone Amp. Same form factor, same design DNA, matches really well and nice in terms of aesthetic and sound quality. But don't get me wrong, this HP2A Preamp and Headphone Amp can also be paired with other sources like, I just don't want to name the other products. You'll figure out. It can be paired with other devices with RCA or XLR output. It is the best of both worlds in my opinion. I checked with LAiV designer. During the design stage of the HP2A Preamp and Headphone Amp, the focus were more on the preamp. The preamp uses precision match, what they call precision match discrete resistor ladder volume attenuation. Quite a mouthful. What it does is there are multiple high precision resistor ladder in the preamp section with the silent auto coupler to attenuate the volume. And during the design stage, the initial design stage, the headphone amp is more of a convenience for the customer or the owner would like to have a preamp with a headphone amp feature just in case they can't listen to the stereo loudspeaker in the night and they prefer some private listening. They want to have this HP2A with a headphone amp output that can drive the headphone. So those were the early design. But the designer and the owner went through a few CanJam shows here in Singapore, as well as other shows in Malaysia. And he felt that the head-fier industry is growing and he's excited to make this HP2A an even better one with the headphone amp significantly enhanced to drive harder to drive headphones. So instead of using a simple chip-based headphone amp in a headphone amp session, this HP2A is enhanced with very powerful discrete silicon MOSFET amplifier built in the same form factor. So all in all, instead of paying attention to just the preamp, the headphone amp in this HP2A, in my opinion, is something that is really hard to come by, especially in this form factor, the power drive, and so on. Alright, this is the design background of this HP2A. Let's talk about how it looks like. Before I forget, my pointer. Here we go. Alright, I think I'll explain using this. I can see this better. So this is the HP2A and how it looks like from the front panel. There is a 6.3mm headphone jack, 4.4mm and XLR4 balance output. This headphone amp is true balance. There are total 8 pieces of silicon MOSFET to drive the headphone. Literally, you can throw anything to it and it can drive it really well. There's a toggle switch here that allows you to toggle different modes. Let me just do a demonstration. There's a LED status here to tell you that this is in headphone mode. If you flip the switch to the middle, there's a loudspeaker button or indication to say that the preamp is activated. You may connect the preamp output at the back of the unit. It's good to have two units in front of me. You can connect the preamp output either through RCA or XLR to the power amplifier or to the power subwoofer. But if you do not want to have the headphone amplifier activated, you may flip the toggle switch to the top to have just the preamp section working to drive the power amp or active subwoofer or active loudspeaker in that manner. Alright, so this toggle switch is a three-way toggle switch that allows you to switch between preamp mode, preamp cum headphone amp mode. You notice, if you pay attention, when I switch from preamp mode to headphone amp mode, the LED of this headphone indicator blinks. I'm just going to do it once again. Flip the toggle switch to the preamp mode and flip it to the headphone amp mode. This headphone LED flashes to tell you that the headphone amp is currently starting up. Once it started up, the headphone amp LED indication stays still. The same goes to headphone mode. Since it is already activated, as you switch from the middle position to the bottom position, the headphone amp indicator turn on as it should. So the headphone amp or the HP2A is now configured to use as a headphone amp only. Alright, there are some other features that I'd like to talk about. Is it features only one XLR input. This design was really due to the space constraint, but please do not be worried. If you have more than a single source, there's a product called LAiV from LAiV Audio as well. I have it in the second shelf. Let me just pop it out. This is the LAiV In2. Why In2? Let's talk about LAiV. LAiV is live extension. So you may connect this LAiV In2 using a cable provided to the HP2A. In2 is really because there are two inputs. The two extension inputs allows you to connect RCA or XLR through LE link to the HP2A. So in total, you will have three inputs: XLR1, XLR2, and RCA. Something to note about this In2 is that the RCA converts the single-ended signal through its discrete Class A buffer built into this guy to balance output. So the LE link, whenever you use either XLR or RCA, the LE link will output balanced signal to this LE link of the HP2A. So RCA's single-ended signal is converted using Class A buffer in this LAiV into and outputs true balance signal through LE link to the HP2A. This allows you to have total 3 analog input. There's also another product that's coming out. It's called LAiV Phono. That allows you to connect Phono MC cartridge turntable to the Phono, the LAiV Phono, and the LAiV Phono will output the balance signal through LE links to the HP2A. Quite a nice design here where it caters for customers who only have a single source. Let's say, for example, the LAiV Harmony deck, or customer would like to have more inputs that they can connect to the LAiV. Or if you have a turntable system, you can connect the turntable to the LAiV Phono, and the Phono will convert the MC signal to balance signal and to this HP2A. Right, this is the LAiV, and should I show you the cable? This is how the cable looks like. It's a pretty high quality cable that uses very high quality connector. If you have this with you, you'll know what I talk about. Alright, I'll just leave it here. Another thing I don't want to talk about is the remote control. If you purchase the Harmony deck from LAiV or from us previously, you know that there's a little button here on the remote control that allows you to choose two different shapes, triangle or square. This remote control is designed to control multiple devices by LAiV Audio. You may configure the deck to receive remote control signal in triangle shape or square. You may configure the other device from LAiV Audio. At this moment, there are only two products, the LAiV Harmony deck and the HP2A. You may configure the HP2A to receive the same, either triangle or square shape remote signal from the remote control. The advice is to configure one of them different from the other so that you may make use of the same remote control to control the devices. Currently, the deck right in front of me is configured to use triangle remote control signal. The HP2A is configured to use square remote control signal. If I flip the switch to triangle on the remote control, I will be able to use this to control the deck only. Right. A demonstration is much better than 1,000 words. Hit on the button on the remote control, you'll be able to control the deck without interfering with the HP2A. But what if you want to use the HP2A using the same remote control? Simply flip the switch on the remote control and you will be able to control the HP2A without interfering the deck operation by using the same remote control. Quite a slick and well thought out design by LAiV engineer. This is really a very nice touch, where you do not need to have multiple remote control on your console or on your desk in order to control the devices. So I think this is really, really nice. Alright, that's almost everything that I want to talk about in terms of the feature function. Let us zoom into the hardware under the hood. I think this video is going to run a little bit long. Please bear with me. I'll do my best to be as concise as possible. To access the bottom of the unit is pretty simple. Just flip it to the bottom. I also want to talk about this. So there's this very nice ventilation grill here at the bottom that allows the cold air to flow in and the hot air to comes out from the top part of the HP2A. I'll show you why there is this design later on as I pop the bottom cover open. And I have my stuff with me. 1.5 mm Allen key. I think it's a 1.5 or 2 mm. I can't remember. Let me have a quick look. No, it's a 2 mm Allen key. In Singapore, we like to use a metric size. In the US, it may be inches, but anyhow. Alright, pop the bottom panel. Before I forget, there's a SD card slot here. This SD card slot allows you to update the HP2A firmware whenever there's a new one to come out to fix some bugs or to enable some new feature. So this SD card slot is installed at the bottom of the unit. If you're required to pop the bottom panel out, please remember to do it very gently by lifting the real part first, yeah, I think it's real part. And you will need to remove this flat cable by pulling out a latch and remove it so that the bottom panel can be detached. This is how the bottom panel looks like. It is very, very well made, and the build quality is simply, I have not seen a lot of products, but I'll just say this is the best that I've seen. Alright, let me just put the bottom panel aside safely in this fashion so that I don't damage the SD card slot. Alright, this is how the HP2A looks like under the, let me think of a way to position this, under the hook. Alright, my pointer. Okay, CNC mill aluminum brick. This HP2A shares the same design philosophy as the Harmony deck. It is milled out of a CNC aluminum block. A few sections here. AC inlet that allows the AC to come in from the IC inlet. Quality component. I think this IC inlet is from a company in Switzerland called Strutter. And there are some other things underneath this voltage selector. There's a voltage selector allows you to change the voltage from 110 to 230, just in case you're moving continent to another continent. So this is for the convenience. There are AC filter at the bottom of this PCB. Before I go into that, as you can tell, this HP2A is fully packed and in a very small chassis. I'll go into that later. And the AC filter send the power to this transformer. It's a pretty big transformer. I think it is rated at least 80 VA. And around the transformer, there's this mule metal. I'm not sure whether the camera can capture this, but there's this mule metal to further reduce the EMI and EMF that may be produced by this all-core transformer. Despite already having the aluminum mule chassis, LAiV engineer goes to a further extent to put in this mule metal in order to shield the noise from the toroid or all-core transformer. This little guy here is the display module. It features two OLED display. It's mounted on this module. And I will go to this. Right. The secondary winding of this transformer sent to three different places. One is the preamp section, where the preamp section features linear power supply to power up the LMDR. I think it is called LMDR. Let me have a quick look. The precision match discrete resistor ladder volume attenuation module. So this is the preamp module, pretty much the preamp and the input and output module that handles the analog input as well as the analog output. The analog input and analog output are class A discrete buffered. But from this angle here, you wouldn't be able to see all the discrete component. It is not encased in this LMDR module, but it is at the bottom of this PCB. If I have time in the future, I'm going to share with you another video to dismantle this HP2A and to show you how amazing this HP2A is designed with fully packed of discrete component within this small chassis. The engineer go to this extent in designing this just to achieve what we wanted today. Alright, underneath this preamp module, there are discrete class A buffer components to handle the analog input and analog output. The secondary winding also send very high volt VAC to the headphone amp section. If I'm not wrong, it is about 45 volt AC. The 45 volt AC goes through a full bridge rectifier and reservoir capacitor to convert the AC to DC. So the voltage rail that is supplied to this headphone amp using discrete components as well as Excicon MOSFET balance output stage is pretty high. That is also to tell you that if you have sources, analog source that can pump higher than 4 VRMS signal to this headphone amp, the headphone amp is able to drive or provide you a much higher voltage output swing as compared to the rest of the headphone amp on market. So there isn't much headphone amp on the market that can do this. Most of them are limited by the secondary voltage winding and the design nature of the headphone amp. But this HP2A can really do something that many people may not have done before. So let's say, for example, if you have a LAiV Harmony jack that can do 4 VRMS output to the headphone amp, at 32 ohm load to the headphone amp that's connected to the headphone amp, this HP2A can pump about 12 watt into 32 ohm loads. 12 watts is a lot of power. The gain is about 12 dB. That will convert, or rather give us a voltage output of 19 volts RMS over 32 ohm, 12 watts. But if you have DAC that can pump higher voltage output, let's say for example 6 volt, 9 volt, 12 volt, the headphone amp is going to scale up a lot higher. It can pump up to 60 volt VRMS into a very difficult load at high power. So it is amazing. Yes, you can tell from my excitement. I'm having a little bit of shortness of breath. This guy, when I listened to the prototype, I was really amazed by this. I should not say this, I even tried to drive my open buffer loudspeaker using this HP2A. The sound quality is I'll wait for the reviewer to talk about this. Something coming out from me may worth very little. I'm here just to tell you the feature and what I think in terms of electronic design. For sound quality, I'll leave it to the reviewer, but I will just end this with I like it a lot. Alright, it is true balance design. This big heatsink here, there are 4 plus 4 acetylene MOSFET mounted on it. It runs pretty hot in idle or when it is driving the load. It is because it is very close to Class A buffer bias. Very close to Class A, but we should not classify it as Class A. It is still a Class AB, but it runs hot. The bias to this acetylene MOSFET is the key why this HP2A run hot and sound good. Okay, there are some other device, some other connection here that connects the output of this headphone amp to XLR4, 444mm, as well as a single end output. All in all, I think this HP2A preamp and headphone amp really combines the best of both worlds, where you have very high quality preamp that can cater for your stereo audio needs. Very high quality, again, headphone amp that can drive literally anything that you throw at it. It is hard to come by such a product available on the market in this form factor, as well as the price. It is now shipping and available to be ordered or either on LAiV Audio website or on Windshine Audio. If it is something that is of interest to you, please do not hesitate to contact us. We are happy to provide free audio consultation service, whether we'll recommend this to you or some other products for you. Alright, it's a pretty long video. If you stay until the end of the video, thank you very much. And I hope my finger recover in the next few days. I just got it cut, so it is not so painful, but I will expect it to worsen in the next few days, but we'll see. Alright, I digress. That's the end of the video. If you like our channel, please subscribe, press the like button and share our video. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Oops, just carefully. Alright, bye bye.